What is up, everybody? My name is Dylan Bass. Today's video is going to help you guys understand how I get my videos to look like this. Maybe you are familiar with the terms lights, camera, action, which is the title of the very first video I made. Lights, camera, action is the answer. 1, you need a light. 2, you need a camera. And 3, action. The camera I use is the Canon EOS R, which is a full frame mirrorless camera from Canon. Yes, this camera is very important for me to be able to have in the quality that I want to make them in. Now, I do have a Canon 80D, which is this guy's little brother. And the biggest difference between the two cameras are solely crop sensor and a full frame sensor. Megapixels as well. You know, this one's like almost a 32 megapixel and the other one's like a 23 or something, you know. But I needed a full frame camera, and if you don't know what that is, it's a bigger sensor. And if you have a bigger sensor, full frame, then you are more capable of shooting in low light or have a better processor inside your camera to be able to boost your fake light inside of your camera. So this is fake light. Fake, 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 fake. So whenever I'm running, gunning, and I do not have a light like this to be able to shoot with, let's say it's with, you know, a DJ, maybe just the wedding dance, I can't like interrupt everything with all the lights. So it needs to be capable of shooting in the dark. There are better cameras out there for just that, but I like Canon for its Canon skin tones and for its autofocus features that you see working right now. I'm moving in, what's up? Move away, what's up? Move in, what's up? Now, yeah, I'm gonna ramble. I don't have anything in the sheets. I don't have anything typed up. This is just me talking to you, trying to help you out because I'm getting comments and messages asking about, yo Dylan, how did your camera, or yo Dylan, how does your footage look so good? Please let me know. Well, this is me letting you know. And with the lights, camera, action, we have the camera good enough to get all the jobs I need done. If I need something even more intense, then we're gonna book on a rent charge to the client. That's it. You're gonna, you want extreme slow motion footage, then yeah. I mean, I could do slow motion, but not to the extreme. Before I move on from cameras and go to the light, there's one thing I do need to say about the camera, is that your camera does not mean a lick of crap if you do not have the right lens. That's it. Best way I can put it. You can give me the best camera out there and I can put on the crappiest lens, and you can give me the crappiest camera out there and I put on the best lens. The crappier camera with the best lens is going to look better. It just is. Better yet, you're probably like, okay, well, how do you get see how my hands blurry? How do you get blurred background? What's that? Well, that goes in with your camera lens. It's called aperture or f-stop. And the lower the number, the more bokeh you'll have behind you. The higher the number, the more everything will be in focus. That is the best way I can explain it in the quickest way possible. Let's go to lights. I have spent money on lights, all kinds of lights. Little lights, cheap lights. I go on Amazon, look up a whole light kit for like 150 bucks, and I'll go and I'll buy it. I'll set it up and I'll be so excited, which I was, and I'll get it and I start using it and I'm like, why does my footage look so crappy? Because I'm very hard on myself. I want my footage to look really, 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 really good. And it's not gonna look good with crappy lights. So a lot of time, a lot of my footage, for it to look good, I would go shoot outside, because your best light, and also could be your worst light, is the sun, okay? And the sun is at 5600 Kelvin. They call that daylight. So if you get a light and buy a light, you wanna buy a light that can do 5600 Kelvin. But not only that, you want a light that can actually produce really good skin tones. I can go into explanations over this and talk in a deep rabbit hole about lights. But what I want you to do, I want you to just go and look up videos on the aperture setup. Look up the aperture 120D. Look up the aperture 300D, which I'm using right here. Look up the aperture mini 20s, which is pushing this light out behind me. These lights are color accurate whenever it comes to skin tone or reflecting back. There are some lights that you can get that are really cheap, and whenever you shine it on your face, the light will not bring out the skin tones the way they should. See what I'm saying? Another thing, if you want to be color accurate, buy one of these, all right? This is a color checker. There are all kinds of color checkers out there. Just make sure you don't get a fake one. This one's made by X-Rite. I will recommend this company every single time. If you had this in your hand, you would be able to smell it. I'm like, okay, that's not a paper. This is definitely not paper. This is a bad mama jamma. I mean, it reflects 100% the exact amount of light that is shined on it straight into your camera sensor, okay? So there's no glare or anything, but it just gives your camera sensor exactly the amount of light that's being hit on it. So in post, well, one, you can adjust your camera now, make sure your exposure's correct, can't even speak. And then you go inside of your program, which I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is in the Adobe suite. And with that, you can adjust all the levels 100% perfect. Now, this gray, that's the main color you want. And whenever you're looking at I think it's called a vector scope, don't get it wrong. Anyways, or a histogram, I can't necessarily remember off the top of my head. Anyways, it shows different levels, and these will actually come off as lines. They'll be straight lines, and it comes off on this chart. I can adjust my colors and make these red, green, and blue lines come together, and whenever I start adjusting all of them, they need to come together and make a solid white color. And then whenever they do that, then I can adjust my exposure to where that line goes all the way up to the number 40, which would give you perfect exposure. Now, that's just a little bit of the basis of what makes these videos the way it is. I mean, one is just the microphone itself. I'm using the Rode VideoMic Pro. I have it above me, right above my face, attached to an arm, going down. You know what? See it right here? Rode VideoMic Pro right there? It's going down on a pole. This pole is attached to a board that's separate from my desk. And then the cord is going straight into the camera right here. You're like, okay, so you have a camera, you have a light, you have a microphone, you have a camera lens, also have a tripod stand, and I have a color card. I have me. Oh, you gotta edit it. You need a computer to edit it on. What computer do I recommend? 100%, I recommend Apple computers. Boo! Apple's boo! You might say that. I mean, I had a gaming PC all day long, but the one thing I know about Apple is that the Apple computers will be able to talk to each other the way they're built. And what I mean by that is the SSD is talking to the RAM, is talking to your GPU, is talking to your CPU, which is talking to your program that's all built specifically to work fluent on MacBooks. Now, if you have a big project, a really large project, which you're using 4K and all that stuff, you can also use a different program that runs so good on Apple, which is Final Cut Pro. I don't personally use Final Cut Pro. You know, once you learn a program, you stick to it and you know it. But eventually, I will use it. I think I'll be able to. I want to know how to use all of them: DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, Adobe, After Effects. I want to be able to use all of the programs. I want to know all of it because I can be portable and on the go with a large battery life, and not have any issues with trying to know if I'm going to be able to edit this right here in a coffee shop or wherever I'm at. I can pull an edit right out of my rump. It works. I can send over product shots over text message. If they're right here beside me, I'll airdrop it straight to them. They'll have their video like that, and we're on our way. No issues. No lag, no waiting, no internet necessary. It's just like, boom, airdrop to you. What's good? I'll have my laptop open, working on a project. I'll be getting text messages. I don't even have to look at my cell phone because the messages are coming straight to my laptop, and I'm like, yeah, I'm working on it right now. I'll send that over to you. Boom, hold 3 buttons down, screenshot the video just so I can show them, like, you know what, this is what timeline's looking like. We're getting busy on this edit. Boom, screenshot this video, and then grab that screenshot, drag it over into my messaging app, which is built into your MacBook and your iCloud. It's just like drag over, boom, drop, send. Yo, check this out. What do you think? Yo, I love it. That's so awesome. You're so fast at getting all this work done. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, if you have any videos that you took with your cell phone that day, can you just send them to me? Yeah, how do I do that? Just send it over through text. It's fine. The quality will not suffer too much to be able to use this regular iPhone footage and stuff inside of this program, etc., etc. I mean, it's just fluent. It is. It's just fluent. It works. It talks to each other. No issues. I don't have to worry about drivers not working and all this stuff. I've been through that. I'm not hating on on Windows. I've been through it. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Okay, let's say you get a camera like this. You're gonna need SSDs that are fast enough to be able to use all the functions in the cameras. That means get an SSD that's 64 gig and up, and also, I mean, that might not matter as far as the space, but they normally are 64 and up with the 90 megabytes a second read and write speeds, which means that your SSD cards cost more money. And if you're going to shoot in 4K, which this camera does, it's going to use a lot more of that space because of the files are just huge. Oh, what else? Oh, you're probably like, well, I mean, I shoot and then you shoot and then I put our footage together. It doesn't look the same. Everybody is going to have their own look. So you can try to mimic mine. I can try to teach you how to make yours look exactly like mine for exactly how I color correct and what I use. But now you're going to be talking about what LUTs do you use? What log profile do you shoot at through your camera? Do you shoot flat? What is your saturation set on your camera? What is your contrast set on your camera? What is your sharpening set on your camera? I mean, we're just touching on a smidget because now you have to know how to use the editing program. Now, I'm not trying to do this to scare you to say, okay, yeah, I don't want to make videos, because it is really exciting to make videos. And it might sound like I'm just rambling on. And this might help my company as far as like saying, you know what, I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm doing, and I'm here to produce you a video that's going to look absolutely incredible. I feel like I'm missing something because there's just so much. I love that you want to learn. If you want to learn, I'll teach you. I will teach you. I won't keep this information hidden from you. I will teach you every single thing I know, 100%. I will teach you from top to very, very bottom if that's what you guys want. Because I believe knowledge is power, and I believe that if all of us have all the knowledge, then we're all going to be able to succeed and be powerful in what we do. So yeah. So if you own a company and the one thing that's killing your company right now is content, you don't have any content, I can teach you how to make every single video. At the same time, you got to know that it's going to take some time. And if you want a personal one-on-one with me, to where we can go sit down and I can talk to it, and you already have the money to be able to buy this equipment, but you want to be trained, you want me to train you, let's talk. Because now we're talking. You know, maybe I can pay my rent, because this video probably could have been much shorter, but we have a lot to talk about. Thanks for watching.